Some simple steps can make a big difference in protecting your home from wind, hail, and water damage. As 44 News anchor Brian Miller explains, all it takes is a little time and money.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to my house. Now, I'm going to do a few checks as we prepare for this severe weather here in this spring. And one of the first things you could do is outside. You just want to make sure if there's going to be severe winds coming through that you don't have too much debris, too many things lying out in the yard that could actually get picked up by those heavy winds and smash into the house, causing damage to the items or, of course, to your house as well. You don't want that. Now, we have hay out because we just laid some grass, but here's just some things I might worry that would blow away in a storm. So we want to make sure those items are secured somewhere where they can't get blown away. Let me show you something else right here. This is where I keep the basketball hoop and the grill. These are two items that could certainly get pushed by heavy winds into the siding, cause damage. So if they're on wheels like this, might be a good idea just to get these out of the way somewhere where they can't easily fly into the house and get damaged. So that's one thing we can do outside. Another thing, you could always inspect your siding, your roof. Make sure there's no loose pieces that could easily be blown off. Now we're just gonna do a visual inspection from down here. If we back up just a little bit, I can get a pretty good view of the roof here, and so can you. I can see there's no obvious loose shingles, there's no damage, there's no tree limbs hanging out on the roof. That's all a good thing. That looks clear. That's something you can do on both sides of the house. You want to make sure that it's nice and clear because problems can start up top. They can also come all the way to the ground. You want to make sure you've got all your bases covered. Now, another thing you're going to need, an emergency plan, where to go. Make sure everyone in the family has a spot to meet. For us, severe storms, we happen to have a basement. I'll take you inside there because that's where we're going to do some preparations to make sure we and the home are ready just in case that severe storm hits this spring. Now, for me, my family, we are definitely going to head downstairs at any sign of severe weather. When Storm Team 44 is tracking those storms and says, get down in the basement, here's where we're going to go. And of course, we'll want to bring water, flashlight, batteries, blankets, anything that you might need during an emergency to stay safe for up to a few hours. Now, if you're talking about severe storms, you might be talking about a lot of rain. And if you live in a tri-state and you have a basement, you might have a sump pump. Make sure your sump pump is functioning properly. One of the things that I need to think about, and some other people might as well, is the power source. This one happens to be hooked up to electric. Now, if we lose power, that means the sump pump will not work and we'll get a lot of water up on this floor here in this basement, which of course we don't want. Water is the enemy when it comes to your home. We want to keep it out, especially during storms. Now, might want to think about a battery backup for that. Some other things you can check here in our basement. Everyone, almost nearly everyone, has a tank water heater. If you have tankless, this won't work. But something you didn't think about is there's anywhere between 30 to 80 gallons of potable water. It's not necessarily water that you want to drink, but it could be used for emergency situations to flush toilets, wash your hands, have water on hand just in case you need it. Well, the question is, how do you get out of here? And is it hot? Well, yes, it is. If you know that the power is going to be shut off, though, or you're going to be without this for a while, one thing you can do is go ahead and shut off the power to this system before the storm. That way, the water inside cools down and it's safe to drain. Most of you will have a drain somewhere on the hot water heater. This one is right here. Say hello to my dog. Now, you just get the water out of here. It's able to drain the hose and a bucket. And like I said, not necessarily water that you'll have to want to drink, but it is water that can be used in an emergency situation. Well, now that we have things situated down in the basement, let's come upstairs here to the kitchen. A few things that could help you just in case there is a power outage. One of the things you might have to worry about, the food going bad in your freezer, refrigerator. One tip, before that storm hits and you know you might lose power, why don't you turn those up? In this case, we'll turn the freezer up to the coldest setting, and we'll do the same thing for the refrigerator. If it's cold as possible inside, That'll help keep those items a little bit colder for a little bit longer, just in case you do lose power. Another thing you might have to worry about, power surges. You don't want any appliances getting damaged, so you want to unplug those from the wall, especially the ones that you don't use. In this case, the toaster oven, and here the air fryer. We'll just go ahead and unplug those so they don't get damaged, just in case there is a power surge. Well, I'd like to thank you for spending some time both outside and inside of my home, and I hope you learned a few things about items that could help you in the case of severe spring storms.
If a storm is headed to the tri-state, chances are you'll see our Storm Chaser in your neighborhood. It offers real-time views of conditions as they are happening. Storm Team 44 meteorologist Gunnar Council shows us how it works.
During severe weather season, Storm Chaser 44 allows us to track, intercept, and even have eyes on the ground in times of inclement weather. Storm Chaser 44 is also an invaluable tool, even after the storms pass, to show you what kind of damage we're seeing across the tri-state. Severe weather can be a very scary and stressful time, especially when you may not know quite what to expect. But the embedded technology within Storm Team 44 allows us to have a better view and track the conditions live with those storms as they impact the tri-state. The unparalleled camera technology allows a 360-degree view of the storms as they pass, the damage they've left behind during the day, and even the damage left behind at night with Storm Chaser 44's infrared technology. As one of the most advanced storm chasing vehicles out there, Storm Chaser 44 is a powerhouse. So in times of inclement weather this severe weather season, you can trust that Storm Chaser 44 is a tool that'll help keep you safe, informed, and in the know on what's happened and what has happened, which will ultimately keep you and your family safe and also give you peace of mind during one of nature's most stressful times.
When ahead of the storm continues, fighting those nasty allergies in the springtime, the best way to get relief next.